Well, back home in Louisiana, farmers are still reeling from the effects of Hurricanes Gustav and Ike. Adding insult to injury was the fact that Congress adjourned without providing any assistance for producers hard hit by the storms, despite the fact that 52 parishes in Louisiana were declared agricultural disaster areas by USDA Secretary Ed Schaefer. Some apple growers here in Michigan know exactly what that feels like. A lack of rainfall earlier in the season is making for a short apple crop here in portions of Saginaw County. This week in Louisiana, Agriculture's Melanie Ohmes has a look at how one grower was hard hit by a spring drought.
Like many Louisiana crops, these Michigan apples have survived some harsh weather conditions, and they have the battle scars to prove it.
This is what the sooty blotch, what it looks like, and this is what happens when you have way too much rain and you can't get back out and spray your apple trees. This does not affect the tree or the buds for next year, but this is an imperfection on the apple that is caused by the rain. Consumers will not want to see this on the floor.
This year's apple crop has seen weather conditions go from one extreme to the other.
I have suffered through a drought. A drought with the apple trees, the roots do not go deep into the soil. We had a drought for weeks. The trees died. I had a flood, and so my trees down by the river that are down here were underwater.
Patty admits that some changes in weather can actually benefit the apples.
We like a frost for our northern spies. We wait till we get a frost because it changes the sugar content of the apple. They need a frost before we can pick them.
This most damaging weather hit Michigan's apple crop in the form of a heavy freeze during petal, which happens during a 2-week block in the middle of the month of May.
What happens is that the petal and the bud freeze. And that bud could be this year's, it could be next year's, and then it freezes and drops from the tree. So we don't know what the effect is going to be until we see next year's crop. But we know for this year, obviously, it's 50%.
Patty says she's actually seen her apples freeze while still hanging from the tree.
So people say, well, can't you just go and pick those apples? No, they're done.
Michigan apple growers have had several battles with Mother Nature this year, and that's bound to take a large bite out of their $129 million apple crop.
We are a week and a half behind in harvest because of the weather. So there's a lot that is coming in that we haven't even seen what has started. We haven't picked Ida Reds. We just picked Red Delicious. They look beautiful, but there's not very many. But we're hoping that it's going to be okay, but we know that it's down dramatically. There are some days where we see what we have in the crop, and we know we're probably going to make a third of what we've made before.
This decrease in apple production will inevitably cause an increase in the cost of all products containing apples across the country. From Freeland, Michigan, I'm Melanie Ohmes for This Week in Louisiana Agriculture.
Michigan apple growers harvest an average of 770 million pounds of apples annually. Of course, that number is going to be much less given this year's adverse weather conditions.